My name is Nii Otoo Mensah. I'm known as the iPhone DJ. I spent my first 9 years without my parents. Yeah, life was hard. I didn't know where my parents was. Like, it was pure poverty. There was no internet, there was no TV. TV was a luxury, to be honest. Like, no matter how dope you think your set is, you find that person that will tell you that the elements to the app were very beautiful. Like, they kind of seem reliable. So I would press play, find cue point, try and scratch. The goal was almost to create the laptop experience. He said he couldn't imagine me playing a big concert with the iPhone. But for some reason, none of those talks just told me to quit or something. I just kept on. I won my first award that year. I got nominated at the Ghana DJ Awards and I won it. You know, me coming up, I met so many people that told me, oh, we want to manage you, we want to do this for you, but nobody did shit for me. So I go to Boiler Room and I see cameras, live stream. It was overwhelming. I almost had a nervous breakdown back in the day because everything was just too much for me. Everybody was in my face. People were telling me to shoot myself in the head, go shit on yourself, pussy, oh. It was crazy, and I was seeing all of this on the daily. The first time I made $3,200 from one shoot, I couldn't believe it. Then I made $5,000, then I made $7,000, then I made $10,000 for one night. There's not really anybody doing what I'm doing. So he took me to Mali, bro. My first time on the jet, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't believe, like, oh, me not boy. My first time, it had to be big with. He flew me to Mali and back. I want to die with all of this experience and all this knowledge. I'm the type of nigga, I'm down to teach, you know. Let's learn, let's grow, let's do better, let's win, let's make money together.
Actually, I went to this party and this guy he calls himself DJ iPhone. He was playing on his phone and he was killing
was
it.
He?
Yes.
But like, what are we talking turntables?
No,
like,
he had an app and it was I was like, this is cheating.
My name is Nii Otoo Mensah. I'm known as the iPhone DJ. I spent my first 9 years without my parents. I grew up with a babysitter. It's called Auntie Teresa. So me and my big brother, Pakwisi is 4 years older than me. We stayed with Auntie Teresa the whole time it was coming up. Went to primary school, nursery, everything around that same time. Yeah, life was hard. You know, I didn't know where my parents was back in the day. There were no phones. We were living in Cape Coast, Adisado estate. It wasn't an estate like it sounds. It was like a trap area. They used to burn charcoal. Our house was uncompleted. I didn't think I was going to be a DJ or anything, but back then all I had was school. Like, it was pure poverty. Like, you could put it like that, because we never had no pocket money going to school. We never had any great food like jollof, all these things. They were just so foreign to me, like cereal or milk. Back in the day was carnation. If you're a Ghanaian, you know what I mean. But carnation was a luxury to me. And we would walk to school from Adisado to Perplank. I schooled at Perplank since the beginning. So we would walk to school. We had to make sure we always had good grades, because the lady that we were staying with, she would make sure that she would use that to beat us. Like, if she asks us, oh, you need 3. What did you read? What did this guy say? You can't answer. Slaps before you sleep. Always. It was like a discipline thing for us. So one thing I'm happy to have had growing up was like the pressure to have to study, like learn from books, because that was the only way we were gonna sleep at night without slaps. It was crazy. So in the beginning, I didn't have a dream. I didn't know about future. I was a little child. I didn't know. There was nothing to look up to. There was no internet. There was no TV. TV was a luxury, to be honest. Like, they would permit us to watch TV for a little bit, and then that was it. So I was that young kid that took, should I even say, comfort in expressing myself with everything academic related, school related. Like, I would be in the culture group in school, the school league, PE, we call it physical education, like the times that we get to play football. Right off the bed, I used to write poems and say it out loud, like in front of my class. And I think I have pictures. My parents should still have them when I said poems in front of the whole school, and I got like awards for it and stuff like that. So I was always trying to stay ahead of the society or be cool or considered or heard by being excellent in school. You know, I was always that kid. I always prayed to have that moment where my parents will actually come rescue me from this lady, because I never saw them for so long. I remember there was this time in KG2, kindergarten, I saw my dad for the first time in so long. I think I was in class and I just saw this man pull up and like, my father be that. And I run out of class, go hug my dad. Like, whenever I saw my parents, it was so exciting for me. Like I forgot all the struggles I was dealing with back in the house, like with the lady. And I was never able to express it to him for some reason. I would just be so happy to see him until it was time for me to leave or time for him to leave. And I'll be like so sad, I'll cry hard and fall asleep. Before I wake up in the woman's house again and it's torture. So like I can remember. You get me? Like the way I'm saying it, it almost sounds like it's a movie or it's almost like just whatever. But trust me, like if my big brother was here, he would co-sign every little bit of it. Like it was crazy. In my school, my school was a Catholic school. So we would go to church, do masses and all of these things. But I found myself having to learn anything that had to do with having to exercise art, like playing instruments, playing drums. I remember I started playing for the school. Like we would go to school assembly time. I'll play the drums for assembly. You try and learn the routines all by myself, and then if you could play, they will give you a chance, you know. So I was always known to do some cool shit like that, like coming up, you feel me? Back then, Ghana culture, we have something called our day, right? End of semester or term, everybody gets to school with their goodies, like, you know. If you're a cool kid, your parents give you like food, cookies, candy, a lot of shit, like, you know, to go share with your friends. But we didn't have anybody. So we start saving from the beginning of the term to buy like a Coke 1 liter. Back then the 1 liter used to be in a glass bottle. I think it was 1.5 or something, but it was glass. Then my big brother would take it to class and drink like half of it and bring the next one to me. Like second break, that's if I'm lucky. Like everybody else will have something to show the class, but we don't get anybody. So when I head to be on the table, just waiting for the whole session to be over. Can't wait to go home or maybe play football at the end of the whole thing and just go home. But basically that was like the scene, you know, back in the day. But I have to make sure that when the results come at the end of the term, you go score like first to third, first to fifth. You know, back in the day, my school, the crazy like shacks, like we're gonna say shacks, you know, the intelligent girls, they used to be girls. Kaneta, Susanna Abraham, like they were crazy. So me, I was never really first, but at least third, fourth, fifth, you find my name in there, and that means I'm in trouble when I get home because Auntie Teresa will be like, hey, why say you know chop first? As you know chop first, you for receive, you for collect. Then no, it means so you're getting beat up, like slaps or some canes, at least 6 lashes before you go to sleep. And man, you were sleeping on the floor, like we're sleeping on the mats, like the woven mats, you know, with her in the same room, you know, uncompleted building setting. Bro, that was our lifestyle. You get me? Till I think when I got to junior high school, then I think some lady snitched to my dad because my dad, I think he had some jail problems back in the day. So when he finally got out, the lady told him that, oh, Charlie, your children, Auntie Teresa, they mistreat them. Oh, she's mistreating your children, so you better go rescue your... Because my dad would never take me serious. Like I was a child. What am I going to tell him? Like, what do I know about upbringing? Because he would think they are disciplining me to do the right thing. But he didn't know that it was some deep stuff that was in back in the day. But yeah, we went through it. Me and my brother, we went through it, you know, through high school, junior high school. And that's when I got my first taste to DJing. We had this fanfare, DJ didn't show up. Our entertainment teacher then, James, he was Nigerian. He was so, you know, cool back in the day. So this one was still in Cape Coast. And then, so my parents came pick us up from Cape Coast to their place in Elmina. I'm fancy. Elmina is in the coast in Ghana. Like I was lean, I was so small, I had a big head then. I was an ugly child back in the day. The girls used to make fun of me, but because I was a smart kid, it was still like a swaggy point to have girls kind of like pay attention, or even the society at large, because the teachers will mention your name when it comes to like academic dealings, you feel me? That was my swag point. Fast forward, fanfare time, Sir James goes like, yo, DJ no come, so I like Otoo Mensah, they used to call me Otoo Mensah. What's up? And I was like, yo, I go feed do the DJ, if they show me where play pause and everything is at. Back then it was a CD changer. They told me that, oh, I have to play a song for the models to come, because we used to do like a Miss Per Plank thing back in the day for the pretty girls. And my school was like a female-dominated school. Like I had a lot of girls, but my whole class, we had 16 boys and about 80-something girls. You feel me? So James was like, yo, for play something. I was like, I played something for the girls to model in. And then at the end of the show, they were like, oh, they picked the winner. I have to play a song for everybody to go crazy. And back then it was Quata. Quata had a song called I Need You Baby. It was the biggest song then. So I just thought about it. I played the song and everybody was like, hey! they carried their chest, everybody was just going crazy. And everybody was like happy that I played a joint like that, but it wasn't mixed or scratched or anything like technically DJ. It was more like a song selection thing. I didn't think this thing could be a career or anything like that, you feel me? So from high school, senior high school, we graduated. Mind you, my parents, they are very like religious. My dad is a deacon in church, my mom deaconess. They pushed me straight into church when they came for me. When my dad came for me, he was like hell-bent on having me learn everything IT. Like, cause he thought he would always say that, oh, computers are a new thing. You have to learn how to use the computer. He made me learn how to type, you know, with Mavis Beacon and some app called Cliffhanger. You know, we used to type, like I learned that stuff. I used to have like maybe 50 words per minute. My brother was better than me, but because I don't know, for some reason people would fuck with me more. You know, they would let me type exam questions for the school. And then because it was a Catholic school, the seminary people, when they come, they will give us candy and, you know, they would treat us specially just because we add some sort of extra stuff to the whole process, you know. So I was a church boy then. And then we used to live in a compound house when I was living with my parents. And there was a piano, an old-ass piano that belonged to an old lady, but nobody turned it on. I remember this was one time I went and turned it on, and it was actually working, you know. So I played a melody that I knew in my head. I remember back in the day was sometimes we all have sorrow, that song, right? I would play it on the keyboard and try to like get the melody to sound like what it was sounding in my ear. But I didn't know that that's how keyboards were played. I'll just play a note, single note kind of thing, figure it out, and then I'll add like double notes to have like a tenor or up version of things. But I did it for myself. I didn't know that was how keyboard was played. My dad could hear my stuff. He was hearing like reviews around like, oh, your child, they play some 102s. And back in then, when our church didn't have instrumentalists, because we was from the village, we didn't have no instruments. It was just more like a clapping assembly of Christians, you feel me? Then, small, we bought the keyboard for the church. And my dad would push me and be like, yo, you for play the keyboard, like, you can do it. I'm a typically shy boy, so I don't like to be put on the spot. Say, oh, you have to perform. Whenever I know I have to do something, it's too much pressure for me because, you know, I struggle with confidence. Where I come from, the pride a lot in St. Augustine's College is one of the best high schools back in the day. I didn't get St. Augustine's College. I had Agri Memorial. I remember I was so sad, in tears. I was like, yo, I don't want to go to Agri. What's this? Agri was a mixed school, but I don't know, my soul felt like I had to go to St. Augustine's College, and I didn't have that. My mom, I remember my mom telling me that, oh, you don't know why God has placed you in the high school. You have to go. Maybe God has plans for you. So I just listened to them. And my big brother went to St. Augustine's College, but I didn't get to go. But I just listened to my mom and I went. That was like a grown-up level for me, coming from childhood, you feel me? I remember in my first year, when I went, my whole batch were like 800, or I think 800. We didn't have any instrumentalists. I was the only guy that could play the keys, my whole batch. So, and in high school, when you go through a process called orientation. Like they show you around the school, tell you about the school, show you, you know, the rules, do's and don'ts and everything. And then they test you out for your talents. So if you're the type to know how to do something special, they will just put you in the group to help you, you know, specialize on it and stuff. So they asked me, what can I do for the school? And I was like, I play the keyboard. Before I knew, the next Sunday service, midterm, they put me on the stage that, Nii Otoo Mensah, I hear say they play keyboard, come play. And you know me, stage fright boy, but I still had to do it because it was seniors that was asking me to do it. So I did it in front of the whole church, and the people were so shocked, like, because I was very quiet and meek, like, you know, I don't want problem. I just pull up, do my thing, and I'll go. Different person back then, you know. And then so many people were surprised. I pull up to orientation the next day, and I was having a lot of like people just pull out to me and be like, "Oh, Charlie, you forced. That was good." Straight up, they put me in the choir, like, you know, first year student in the choir, learning how to do, you know, up and down, just church stuff. Would go play shows in other high schools, like in Fancyman Girls, and the girls were loving it. I remember it was at the time Azonto had come up first, and bro, Azonto, the girls were doing Azonto in church and I knew how to do a little bit of Azonto, so people thought I could dance. But personally, looking at the people that were dancing, I didn't think I was any great dancer. But you know, the little that I did made people think I could actually dance. But Like I was in church 98% of my whole high school time. You know, nothing bad boy, no smoke, no alcohol. I had a girl then, back in the day. We never had sex for 4 years. I remember, like, everything was so intense because I was young, you know. So I really deeply felt a lot of feelings for whoever I was with. But because of my background and my social life, I never really had that confidence to do so much back in the day. And it was like that till I finished high school. Back in the day, smartphones weren't a thing. I used to play a lot of games. And back in the day, we would play with my friends, bet money, and then I'll take that money, save up. And I used that money to go buy myself a Nokia Lumia back in the day. And I sold it to one guy. I sold it for him for 4 million. That was like 400 CDs. Then I got it for 2.4. So I would flip a phone and try to use the rest of the money to take care of stuff that I needed because my parents didn't really have much. And they weren't giving me much in high school. So that's how I literally survived. And I remember there was this one time I was writing my finals in high school. And I came to pick up a phone because of a deal when Samsung came with the Galaxy S2, right? This guy that I was buying the phone with, he told me the phone was in his house. I already given him money. I sat behind his bike. He tried to take me to go get this phone. On the way back, he kind of popped the wheelie around Circle, like heading to the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. It wasn't like this built like back in the day. It was just the regular Circle place. And then the bike fell on my leg. It dragged me out, and then my whole pants, like I was in my uniform there, everything was just torn to pieces. You know, and this market where they just look at you like, oh, sorry, but nobody came to help me out. But the next day I had finals, so I had to carry myself up with the phone in my hand back to Cape Coast, back to school, because I had EMAT the next day. I lost the phone. I got hit with malaria the next morning. But I had to still pull out for the exam. Like I wrote that paper in like 30 minutes or whatever. But yo, the hustling in me was just a whole different person back in the day, you know. Even before this whole DJing started. I had some cute grades, you know. I wasn't that bad of a student, even regardless of everything. I had a good grades. And then I applied to go to study computer science in KNUST. But I didn't get KNUST. They didn't give me no admission. They was trying to admit me on fee paying. My parents couldn't afford the fee paying fees. So we waited for the Legon entries to pull up. And when it came, I had Legon, Math, Computer Science, and Economics major. So my dad was like, oh, these courses are good. Your friends are doing it, why can't you do it? You have to come to Legon. And mind you, I didn't know anything about Legon. I had never been to the campus. I knew nothing. I just wanted to go to KNUST. And I had Legon. So my dad convinced me, all right, bro, you gotta come. So baby. So I came to Legon on my own. I remember the first time I came, you know, checked out the school. I had G. Nelson, the hall, came, seen everything. I didn't know nobody in Accra. I had family members around like Kaswa, but we never really fucked with anybody else. I just came here because of school in 2013. That was the first time I proper came into Accra. And that's when the whole new chapter of my life just, like a next level thing because of how I was brought up, knowing that I had nothing, no self-esteem, no confidence, no money. I'm always looking out for like high points in any part of society in terms of like attitude, conduct, or social life, like anything to make me a better version of me. It's one part of me that I'm super grateful for because I see so many people, a lot of people can't stand criticisms. In my DJ life, one thing I realized, you can't please everybody. No matter how dope you think your set is, you find that person that will tell you that, you know, and I faced that growing up because then even in my school, you could get 80% and they will tell you room for improvement. So I've had to be that person to detach my emotions from all these things and just want to do better on the daily. And that's one thing I'm super proud of because a lot of people don't have that. I'm the type of person you could tell me, bro, I don't like your shoes. You smell. I don't like your smell. Your breath stinks. And I'll be like, okay, I'll just take a brush, go to the bathroom and shit. Yeah, that's the type of person I am. The type of DJ that I was, even from 2018, 2019, before COVID, I don't think I'm the same person now. I see myself still like an upcoming artist. I don't think I'm a DJ. I think I'm an artist, like, because then there's so many parts of me I haven't been able to bring forth yet. I feel I'm more musically inclined than just mixing music. So many back parts to it that I haven't really brought up yet. I wake up in the morning, early bird. I wake up like 5, 6, 7. most of the time. I'm always awake early. If it's music at hand, like I have something DJing related to do, I smoke up, put headphones in my ears, and just mix through whatever I have on my phone. I go through my library and just mix to please myself. And from that, I find like various transition points and various vibes that kind of excite my spirit. And I keep them to my, like, it's like muscle memory. I exercise in my head. Because then most of the time, when I have to play music for people, there's not really a structure to it. It's more like a tale. Like I like to have a storyline to what I'm playing and hope y'all like it. From 2016, 2017, I was in uni then. I had to restart uni because I was having issues with my grades and my social life was kind of like pulling away from my school because I had to hustle and make ends meet, take care of myself in school while learning a very big major course, math, computer science, economics. I couldn't. I was failing in math class. Economics was amazing because, it was more like reading and I could wait a day before exam and just read a lot of stuff and I'll get like a B or a B plus or something. Math wasn't like that. Math was kicking my ass. I was failing. So I restarted uni back in 2016 into the business school, marketing major. Marketing gave me like a bit of free space to be more socially planted in the society. Like if I wanted to enter a business venture, I could kind of like balance it with school and not have too poor grades. It gave me the freedom to want to maneuver. And back then I had an app. There was an app called DJing too. I found it on Upcake. Upcake, they're like a app store for jailbroken apps. And it was a paid app then, but tech boy me, I had jailbroken my phone. I found this app, it could mix 2 songs. So I downloaded it, it could mix, it could record, and I was like, interesting. The elements to the app were very beautiful, like they kind of seemed reliable. I was trying to find bits and pieces because there was no tutorials on YouTube for me. So I would press play, find cue point, try and scratch. The goal was almost to create the laptop experience as much as I can from the app. I didn't think it was going to be a career. The goal wasn't to make it a career. I was just recording and challenging myself. I'll do that, record and save and play them loud in my room back in J. Nelson in uni. My friends would hear them be like, who make this mix? And I'll be like, me? I'm like, oh, send it to me. So I share it with my friends. I share it on WhatsApp and that. And then it grew into like maybe a couple hundreds. Now I started uploading on SoundCloud just to share it with the little people that, enjoyed it was one of them's birthday. He's called Mitch. 2017 March 3rd was a Thursday, I think. And then he was like, bro, I want you to play my birthday. I don't care. I was like, hey, for real. This is a guy, me, I had never been to the club. I was a church boy. And they wanted me to go to the club and go and DJ. I didn't know nobody in the club. I didn't know how the club operated, like how DJing in the club was. I didn't know anybody. So they just dragged me to Paparazzi, Bedouin back in the day. They were like, bro, you get on at 2:30. When I went, I met this DJ Big Stan. Shout out to DJ Big Stan. He was one of the biggest DJs when I was coming up. Everybody was enjoying Big Stan. All the girls, Big Stan. I said, look at this DJ. When I went, Big Stan was playing. He was fucking it up. Like everybody was just going crazy. DJ Big Stan. But I was just looking at him and he went like, yo, I heard you are the one supposed to play after me. I'm coming. He finished his set around 2:30 and he was like, I should come. And he asked me where my laptop was. I was like, bro, I didn't have a laptop. And he was like, so where you go play? I was like, my phone. He was like, huh? So I plugged in my phone. I was so nervous. I was sweating like a stage fright. I don't like to be put on the spot. I sweat. The sweat was literally touching the phone. And I had to be wiping the whole thing, But I connected that stuff. And then the MC, back then was MC Joe. He was like, bro, what's your DJ name? I said, I don't have a DJ name. I was like, okay, fine, you there. Let's go. This DJ, he's about to play music from his iPhone. Make some noise. Everybody was, whatever. And I started my set, and it was going crazy, like it was going well. And the thing about DJing, when the crowd starts receiving you, you get a bit more relaxed. You ease up, and it just, So I had a good set, and then people would just put me on Snapchat. Like from that day. And then there was promoters in the club. So from that day, they booked me for the Saturday. It was a Thursday. They booked me for the Sunday, which was a all-white party for Team Logos, for the uni people. And it was a big deal. I didn't even know about none of that stuff. So I got my extra gig from that night. So from that night, I went to Soho on Sunday, and then I met Sean Bills. He came up to me, he was the hype man for that show. Came up to me and be like, yo, bro, what's your name? I said, my name is Otoo Mensah. I don't have a DJ name. He's like, baby, let's do it. So he's like, yo, give it up for this. And it was my set. I was starting for a DJ called DJ Loft back in the day. I didn't know him then. I just met him at the show. So he was like, yo, they start a party. He came early, sat down and listened to my set. So I just went in, did what I was meant to do. When I finished, I walked up to him, I was like, bro, did I do well? He was like, oh yeah, but the iPhone no go work. That's what he said. Like, he literally told me to my face that the iPhone thing wouldn't work, so I should get a laptop. I was like, I hear you, you know. I just took it cool. You know me? Same thing. I told him that, bro, I could DJ on my phone. He was like, bro, that's nice. It's cute, but I don't think this thing is gonna work. He said he couldn't imagine me playing a big concert with the iPhone. But for some reason, none of those talks just told me to quit or something. I just kept on playing show after show back in then. And I was just scoring all the uni parties because I wasn't such a bad DJ. Show after show, I realized that after every show, people spoke about me. Like amongst my peers, I could tell like the thing was traveling. But I didn't know what it was meant to be. To me, it was just exciting to be able to contribute to the music side of things for my friends and for people, just to make them happy. My goal wasn't to take it anywhere. I was just doing what I was doing, you know. And I remember when I started, I was making like maybe 100 CDs. That same 2017, I lost my phone. There was one time I went to write exams and I was expecting an email because I had some business, outside business doing. And then unfortunately, that very day, they were searching people for illegal things in the exam room, and I took my phone in there, not to do any illegal thing, but I used to struggle with patience a lot. So if I'm expecting something, I can't wait for it to come. I was just there, this exam guy, the vigilator, he just comes and goes like, what's in your pocket? I got my phone. And he was like, bring it. He takes my phone. It was a 7 Plus ready. He takes my phone. I was like, shit. I didn't have any phone to DJ with. I didn't have money saved up because I was still an upcoming DJ. So I didn't have a phone to DJ that December of 2017. So I didn't play no shows. I just went back to the streets to hustle, flip money, to make money to buy myself a phone for 2018. And I did. I bought my first car from my flip money. I did extra businesses. In January, I bought my first car. It was Orange Beamer. And I bought me a phone. And I restarted the whole DJing proper 2018 March. So I remember 2018 March, I was there. And then I had a call from a guy called Bruno from Echo House. He was like, yo, we hear say you be DJ for uni. We they need you for pens. Come now. How much you go charge? I was like, 300 CDs. He was like, cool, come. He didn't even negotiate with me. He just called me and I went. And I remember that day so well because it was one of the most groundbreaking times for me, like from being just the campus DJ to a proper event house DJ. Because I remember that show, it was something called Fat House, Echo House. And they had every other DJ. I didn't know them. I heard Barowski, Nazer, Sheldon. Some guys were big in the game, but I didn't know none of them because I wasn't from their world. So I come, they were like, you are up next after Nazer. But I'm the type of nigga, like, I listen to other DJs and what they play and how they crowd react. So the whole time I was sitting, I was just listening, watching what they had played, what I hadn't played, because I don't like to repeat songs. So I just listening, and it was my turn. But there were 2 songs that were new. I think it was Do The Dance. Do The Dance was now the new song. It had just come out. It wasn't even a day old. It was like maybe 12 hours old, but it was already a hit. But none of the DJs had played it. Grind Day remix had just come same day. And everybody was dissing Medical back in the day because of his verse. But I felt that song was the biggest song. Like those 2 songs, and none of the DJs had played it. So I just pushed my library. I just thinking about the songs I was gonna play. And it was my turn. Making some noise. Make some noise for iPhone DJ. My first song was Do The Dance. My first song was it. I remember when I dropped Stanana. It was like magic. Everybody was. Because I could tell that they were looking for the song, but nobody had the file. And I had the file. So when I dropped that shit, everybody was going crazy. And I just built a set to be able to infuse the Grind Day remix, play the main one, and people didn't think I had a remix. So after I played the main one like everybody else, I dropped the remix. I've been looking for my, blood clot. The whole place went bananas. And the Echo people, they were like, who this guy? Because we don't know you. Where did you come from? So after that show, they put me on every other show that they had since then. They took me everywhere in Ghana. We toured the whole country, and it gave me a whole lot of like crowd to kind of, fuck with the kind of music that I brought to the table. And, that's how it really, really began. Because 2018 was when the story actually started from the Echo gig, I won my first award that year. I got nominated at the Ghana DJ Awards for Best Campus DJ that same year around May, and I won it. I think it was that same time I went to Bloom. The same day that I won the award. Because my friends were trying to get me to go Bloom. But I don't know, I wasn't about that life, so I didn't really care. Like, I remember I met Sheldon at Soundbox and he was like, yo, the way Bloom is set up, you have to go to Bloom Bar. And Bloom Bar was a new bar back in the day. They were now just established and they had started from campus 2017. By 2018, they had moved into a new space at Osu and it was big. And all the uni people were going there. And I had a roommate, Hugo. Hugo would tell me about Bloom Bar. Charlie, for go Bloom Bar. I didn't really care about it. But when Sheldon told me that, bro, the way Bloom Bar is set up, he feels like I'm the best person to go there. I made it a point to celebrate the award after party. After I won the award, I went straight to Bloom Bar. They bounced me at the entrance, but I didn't really care. Like me, I don't care about those things. I just took my time, went in there, and I met their DJ, Bruce Smalley, and I was like, bro, I can help you if you want me to. And he's like, what's your name? I was like, iPhone DJ. He's like, huh? Okay, cool. He just finished playing his set late in the night. And he was like, I should get on. I got on. Wow. Just get on. Wow. And then everybody just went crazy. And the owners came to me and were like, yo, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, no, it wasn't paid. Like, it was a free show. I came back the next day, played for free again. I did that stuff like that. I did that shit for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of free playing at Bloom. On the third week, they came to me and be like, bro, how much do you charge for a show? Because mind you, I didn't have no management. It was just me handling everything. So they came up to me, how much will I charge for a show? Yeah, I said 300 still. So they were like, 300? It's expensive. We'll give you like maybe 1,000 every month or some shit. That's what they offered. And I took it though, I took it and then I started playing at Bloom Bar every Friday and Saturday. But anytime that I played at Bloom on a Friday, it was spoken about on Twitter. Like every time, and I wasn't even on Twitter. So the people would tweet out, oh my God, iPhone DJ, oh my God, every day. And it just added up. Like we created crazy moments at Bloom. Like, because Bloom was like an assembly ground for all the cool people. And I was the DJ. And Bloom came at a time where Ghanaians were used to Purple Pop, like an outdoor space where everybody could converge and just enjoy music and alcohol. That's where Bloom came. Everybody had a position. Like in DJ, we have party starters and strikers, we have midfielders. It's almost like a team. So if everybody respects their role, the night ends up being almost perfect. And then you would think maybe it's all me, but to be honest, it's not. Like I felt like all the other DJs in Bloom played a big part in my story because they were so, I don't even know how to put it. Everybody had a role and they respected their role. Even if I wasn't there, they would just set the pace. They would go with our plan. Like we would draw a plan. Oh, you're playing this, you're playing that, you're playing. Nobody cuts into anybody's role. And when you come, it's a Draco. And a lot of venues don't get that. You feel me? So that added to the whole come up until the December of 2018 where I had to play for Idris to give me the cosign and, all of that.
Actually, I went to this party and this guy he calls himself DJ iPhone. He was playing on his phone and he was killing it. Yes.
But like, are we talking turntables?
No,
like,
he had an app and it was I was like, this is cheating.
A typical DJ, world-class DJ, they have booking agents, they sort out gigs for them and me coming up, I met so many people that told me, oh, we want to manage you, we want to do this for you. But nobody did shit for me in that regard, to my knowledge. I never had like a professional person that was out there outsourcing gigs for me. Everything I had came through like a referral, like a friend, word of mouth. They heard that I did this, so we are coming to book you. How much do you charge? Everything came straight to me. Had no management, not that I had never wanted one, but almost everybody that I met then never really clicked with me, even passion-wise. I was more concentrated on the art of things, like performing, like how to make me better as a DJ rather than just the money side of things. And everybody else was just here for money. I feel like ideally, everybody needs a booking agent. I never had that. Everything that you heard that I played, I remember the first time I played Boiler Room, I didn't even know I was playing Boiler Room. I didn't know what Boiler Room was. I found out I was playing Boiler Room 24 hours to Boiler Room in a DJ group. A DJ told me I was booked for Boiler Room and I didn't even know. So I checked my mail and I'm like, these people sent me a mail? Who put me? I didn't even know who put me to Boiler Room. I thought Boiler Room was a party. So I go to Boiler Room and I see cameras, live stream. It was overwhelming. I almost had a nervous breakdown back in the day because everything was just too much for me. Everybody was in my face. For a DJ, upcoming DJ, you definitely need somebody out there outsourcing the gigs, showing you what to do, photo shoots, magazines, I never had that. I've had to be blown to where I'm meant to be. I feel it's God's doings. I never had a team in the very beginning, but I've seen how other DJs move. I've moved with big DJs, Spinall, shout out DJ Spinall. I've seen how they move on that level. They always have a team, so I feel like definitely a team is very important. But then again, there's the saying that goes that if you want it done well, you gotta do it yourself. I've had to do every single part of this journey in terms of the craft. I never had a hype man in the beginning. I did my whole Bloom episode by myself. No hype man, no coach. I just take the reviews, the criticisms on the daily. I learn from other DJs, and I always try to better myself in my own small way, and I pray. I feel like in my whole journey, God has had to have a big hand in it because I didn't have anybody. Honestly, Bloom, concerts, but I feel like if I had a team, the people that have a team, like DJ Switch, the little girl, you see the kind of strings the team pulled up for them, like for her, she's playing for presidents, she's playing outside on certain gigs, festivals, that. Those kind of things can only be pulled by God and a team. So if you have a team, those are the kind of major things you can score. They kind of have a more professional approach to things. They'll get your worth value when they are talking prices and money and stuff, and I never had that. I just hope mine is not too late to have, but yeah, I'm always down to have my own team in every small way, and I feel like it's very important. But then again, nothing beats the talent regardless. Like, if you have the talent, you have to be always down to do better. Like, that's my personal lesson. Like, if you are trying to do better on a daily, the heavens is going to bless your effort, and it's just going to take it up from there. I don't consider myself a confident person because I feel the same way I felt when I was young, and I had to do something for people to see. Like, when I tell people I'm not confident or I'm shy and stuff, people think I'm lying because maybe, iPhone, you're always playing shows. Yeah, I always end. Bro, when I know I have to play a show and I come to the venue, the thing that I feel in my heart or my body, like the anxiety, the levels of anxiety, if I know I have to do an Instagram live or do a video, the people that are close to me can tell you that I go through a lot of mental stress to pull out or pull off anything that you see. Like, I remember back in the day when I was sober, I used to not smoke, not drink, none of that. And I was socially awkward. Like, I overthink things. Like, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm overthinking. Like, would he like it? Is it nice enough? Is my mouth looking cool? But when I'm lit, I don't care. My moment of wonder has to be the time I had an Idris co-sign. Because it was at a time where I was getting a lot of personal threats. And like I said, the Boiler Room time. Personally, I don't think my Boiler Room set was the best. Could have been way better because I didn't know anything about Boiler Room. I didn't know what it was. And I was very, very anxious when it was happening because I was then told it's a live stream. It's 1 million people or maybe 40,000 people watching you on there. And everybody was close to me. I didn't know anything about the party. So there was a time I was even touching the phone. It wasn't touching. And it spewed a lot of criticisms from the viewers. People, it was a mixed thing. People thought I was trash. This nigga's not a DJ. Why is he allowed to DJ? It's a shame to the culture. And I was seeing all these comments. I was seeing backlash. I was getting DMs, threats. People were telling me to shoot myself in my head. Go shit on yourself. Pussy. Oh, it was crazy. And I was seeing all of this on the daily. It was crazy. I was feeling so bad. So I remember there was a time I posted screenshots of the threats I was getting on Twitter that I was tired. And then from the same tweets, people were telling me that, why are you saying you're tired when Idris is out here talking about you, that he came to a party that you was at and then he was killing it? I was like, which Idris? Show me the video. So they sent me the video and then I saw the video and he was like, yo, I went to a party. This guy called DJ iPhone, he was killing. I couldn't believe that I didn't have a team because I know people that get cosigns of people having to write names or something for you to say. I didn't know Idris. I don't follow Idris. He's not my friend. I know anybody that knows Idris. But for somebody of that stature, and he's a DJ himself, to come to Ghana at a party I was playing at and go back to an interview that has nothing to do with iPhone DJ and talk about me. I remember that day I was playing basketball with Killbeats, Tokyo, all of them. And I saw the video and I showed it to Killbeats. I was like, bro, look at this. He was like, yo, for post out. And I posted it. My price went up instantly. Before then, I was making like maybe 1,000 CDs for a gig. After that cosign, I could charge $1,000. And they would tell me to take maybe $100 off as discount. First time Afrochella wanted to book me for a show, they told me they wanted to give me 500 CDs for 15 minutes. I said no, like that was like 2018. But when the cosign came 2019 and it was August, same people, I told them I'll take like maybe 5,000. They were like, oh, it's too much, just take like 500 CDs off. I just said it and they did it. I couldn't believe it. Everything just changed from that video. I used to play with like wires, AUXs connected, but I spoke to my friend Master. He told me mobile DJing meant I could be wireless still, because then you're the only guy that had the deck on your phone and you could move around. So I did my own research, and Bluetooth comes with some drawbacks like latency issues and stuff. You could beat latency because I realized gamers had gaming headsets and some of them, they have no wires, but when they shoot, it goes straight to the head and there's no lag. So I challenged myself to kind of find out a way to beat the latency, and I could. So I ended up being that DJ that could actually play in front of a concert. DJs want to be a part of the crowd, radio the crowd, and do so much. But because all their equipment is stuck in one place, they can't be doing the movement back and forth. But with all this knowledge, I could be that DJ that will be in front of the crowd, have my mic in my ear, still fuck shit up and give them a whole experience. And I'm getting cosigns. It means these people actually fuck with my music, not just the art. And now I can make these bands off of this. And it just took off from there. And it went up. Like I remember there was a time I made $10,000 for one show. The first time I made $3,200 from one show. I couldn't believe it. Then I made $5,000. Then I made $7,000. Then I made $10,000. For one night. That's when I actually knew that, bro, this thing could actually be worth something. Inspiration comes from being positive. Like, I feel like as a person, you should train your mind to remain positive regardless of any situation. I feel like even coming from my background, like my parents always put in my head that, bro, if this person has done it, you can do it too. So it's more like a self-mental thing. And I feel like everybody's strengths and weaknesses is in your head. So I like to motivate myself through my mind. Like, for example, I hear a DJ do a scale a certain way on there. I challenge myself to try it on the phone. And sometimes it's so hard. But because I have the practical theory, literally from what I saw, I push it so much to get that near close experience. And almost all the time it works. I always like to draw inspiration for myself. Like I don't look up to, I feel like there's not really anybody doing what I'm doing. So I'm the one to kind of write the story for everybody else. So I can't stop. I'm inspired by other people that have taken their mobile phones to want to be iPhone DJs too. Like I get tagged in videos. I see all of them. I've seen people come from Cape Coast, Android DJ, iPad DJ, this person. I've had friends go to Lebanon and start iPhone DJ, and I'm like, yo, that's a story. Like, I don't see any competition in anything or any parts of this. Like, all these things make me know that, yo, you're actually doing something worth. That's how I just keep my head up and keep it pushing. Always be yourself. Always. Like, I have no personal regrets being myself. Whoever is, like I like a person that owns up to their flaws, their imperfections, and just be yourself, like, and always be down to do better. Like, I don't feel like people are meant to be perfect. I don't expect you to not offend me. I expect me to offend you. I can't score everything with you. They are human. The likes and dislikes, we are not the same. So I'm always looking to that point where I will hurt you, but I want you to draw my attention to it. And the beauty of it is the person that wants to do better is the better person from whoever is bad. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are all exposed to different environments, like in different parts of the world. So I can't expect you to do right by me, because we coming from different places. But when that time comes where you do me wrong, just be down to do better. That's my life thing, like principle mainly, like always be down to do better. I met Wiz, I don't remember the exact year, but I think I had met him a couple of times, like I think 2 times. The first time was at Promise's video shoot, when he was shooting Tokyo. I don't remember the year, but they were shooting a video for Tokyo. I saw Wiz for the first time. I was like, Charlie, Wizkid, fresh young nigga, all swagged out. I saw him, I was actually starstruck the first time I saw Wiz. I was like, damn. Because personally, I'm a Wiz fan, like my whole life. Anybody that knows me knows that that's the kind of sound I belong to, you feel me? Seeing him for the first time in real life, I was blown away. He was with R2Bs, them, it was a nice time. somewhere in East Lagos around Mangoes, you know. I never got to speak to him, but I saw how he moved and it was nice, you feel me? So fast forward, I think 2019, first time I went to Dubai with Promise for One Africa Music Fest. Then I was introduced to him by Ohene Farouk. So Ohene introduced me to Big Boys and then he was like, yo, Baba, meet iPhone DJ. This is our number one DJ. You know how they go. So I saw him for the first time. He's like, okay, cool. It was just a calm intro, nothing crazy, But I saw him there too. Went to his apartment, his hotel, and then was there chill. Now, fast forward 2020, the end of 2020, I think it was December. I was there and I heard that Wizkid has come. So we should come to, back then it was Backyard at American House. So I was somewhere and they called me and I came. So when I came, President, Omar Sterling, our president, he introduced me properly to Big Wiz. He was like, yo, Wiz, this be our new DJ, iPhone DJ, even the number one DJ for the countryside. For the hip-hop song. That was like if I would ask you, that was on a big intro, you feel me? But yeah, Omar Sterling introduced me to Wiz 2020 December. The next day, a couple of days, they invited us to his apartment, here in airport. And then when we went there, we were just chilling, smoking, chilling. And then I just played my mix in the speaker. They were like, oh, I thought, we play something like that. So I just connected my phone to the Bluetooth. And I played a mix that I did, I think 3 months or 2 months back for Mixmag called the Impact Mix. Personally, I thought the mix was very nice, but I was going through a dark time. I was more or less depressed over a whole lot of social issues that I was facing at the time. So that mix hadn't even done a lot, but it was like maybe 6,000 streams then. I felt like that mix was, but yeah, it was going song after song, and he was like, you make this mix? I said, yeah, Baba. So he was listening song after song, and he asked me again, I said, this mix makes sense to me. It was good. He was enjoying the mix, and then at a point, I just synced the mix to my deck, my app, and I continued the song from there, like the mixing from there, because I could tell the kind of sound that he wanted, like he was drawn to from the reactions that he gave. So I go home, we go home the next day. We were at Yellow House that day, I remember. So I was just at Yellow House and the Fawaz came. Fawaz came and goes like, oh, iPhone, like, Baba like your mix points. Actually, iPhone DJ, chop me on. I said, hey. I was like, hey. And he was like, oh yeah, why? Oh, he didn't not tell you. I said, nah. So I just then Ohene comes and Ohene says the same thing Fawaz says. And I was like, acting like I didn't even know what was going on, right? Then President comes, that seemed like around like a few minutes later, and he was like, Charlie Big Wiz. I was like, It was all surprising because I felt like for somebody like Wiz, he's been around the world, he's exposed, he's seen a million DJs, he knows music, literally. Come on, African champion, So it felt like a very big deal, like, see, Big Wiz, they fuck with your sound, So I was just there and then they called me again and say, we go beach house, so they say make I come. But I didn't take it seriously. I was just gallivanting around the house, Yellow House, then Fawaz called me again and said, Baba say make them send driver come pick you to the beach house. And I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, where you there? I said, I did. So he sent a driver to come pick me up to where they was at. And I told Promise and them that, bro, they see me I go and say, hey, they ain't for go. So I went first time with Big Wiz, his family, and then I had to play music the whole time we were there. Like, I love playing music naturally, so. But knowing very well that he kind of appreciated the sound that I brought to the table, it gave me more confidence to be myself, like play things that I actually personally play with, and I hope that he would like it. And surprisingly, it was working. Like, I'm not the type to play, like, for myself. I don't like to play, like, popular music, you feel me? Like, I like, my library is a bit alte and deep, and, he actually knows a lot of music too, so we had almost a whole lot of fusing connection in the music side of things, like almost like we shared a similar library, you feel me? So 6 hours I was playing music, went to the beach. Because I did play with my iPhone, so I could play in front of the sea or whatever with the Bluetooth speaker. We all went there, played music for hours. We were in front of the beach, lit. Then we went back to the beach house. I think we spent a couple of days, 1 or 2 days at the beach house. So it gave us the chance to actually exchange energies, and that's how me and him, our relationship started. And it came from one beach house to the next beach house. You know, like me, I remember back in the day, I'm not the type of nigga to put a camera to a celebrity's face and you know, ask you, oh, you take a picture. No. I remember the first time Wiz was in my video, I was taking a video with Bazi. Bazi was one of his main, you know, friends, you know. And me and Bazi had a whole similar interest. So me and Bazi, we did it together, you get me? And then I told Bazi to take a video of me. And Big Wiz was walking from the boat. Then he just featured in my video, like. So when I had that video and I posted it, all my friends were crazy, like, yo. You know? So it was getting a bit more. But then mainly it was always about music, like me and him, bro. And small, him, like, paying attention to the music that I played, it gave me a whole different kind of confidence to play, like, deep, personal music that I thought was cool, that maybe the world wouldn't agree, or, you know. But as a DJ, sometimes you get so much stuff to play, but you think, say, oh, then go like, are you sure? Is this the one? You feel me? And then, yeah, boom, we started making music, you know, doing a whole lot of cool shit. He flew me out to Mali on the private jet for the first time. And, yo, because of him, I'm like the first DJ to play DJ on a private jet. He wouldn't stop letting me play music. Like, every time, like, iPhone, connect now, Bluetooth speaker out there, speaker out there, make iPhone to connect now, like, you know. So he took me to Mali, bro. My first time on the jet, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't believe, like, Elmina boy, you know, if you afford jet, you know what I'm saying? But my first time, it had to be big with. He flew me to Mali and back. We was there for a couple of days, you know. The whole time I was in Mali, was chilling together, playing music. We came back, he took me to Nigeria. I went to Nigeria for the first time because honestly, I wanted to experience Nigeria without, you know, so I told him that, bro, I'm going to Nigeria. I just went there quietly like a normal person. I had a show at Moy's Beach. I went with Sean Bills, seeing how Nigeria was for the rawness. I remember it was one time, I went to the club, me and Sean Bills, and then David was there. And then that day I had a Daily Paper Starboy hat that they had written Starboy Gui. The girl that was with Vanessa Okoye. So Vanessa is a serious David fan. So obviously we was going to the section she was at. And then David and them was there. But there was this bouncer, he just kept standing in front of me. And I just swallowed up and gathered confidence. And I just walked in. It just opened up. But when I went, I seen David before, but me and David, we never spoken. But I seen him in Ghana, we met a couple times. But David was looking at me like, who is this guy? Also, when he was looking at me, it felt like, then I remembered it, that I wrote it, and I felt like maybe it was disrespectful, you know, like in the world of fandom, like, this nigga, who this nigga will get Vim where he wears, start with right going into our table, like, this nigga got guts. I'm sure he knew straight up that I wasn't Ghanaian, I wasn't Nigerian, one of them. But he didn't say nothing. It was zero love. Went to chill with Zlatan and them. And then it was a good night, you know. But yeah, I came back and then I went to Nigeria for the second time with Starboy. And it was a whole different experience, you know. We went private jet once again. He had a show in Abuja. He took me to Abuja. Went to play the show. Flew back to Lagos. In Lagos, it was a whole different experience though. Like, that man, he moves like a phoenix, if I should put it. Like, you never know when the movement is happening, but there's a movement. And if you miss it, you've missed it. No matter who you are, when we are moving, it's deep. Like, you know, it was a whole lot of adrenaline and everything was just crazy, you know. But yeah, I learned a lot from how he moves, how he takes care of business. He's almost always calculated. Like, he knows exactly what he's about. And rolling with him just exposed me to a whole lot of, like, gems that I needed to pick up quick to kind of add to my journey. And that's one thing I'm grateful for, because not a lot of people will get to learn from an icon like that. Like, you don't get that on a normal day. And like I said in the beginning, I like to learn. So wherever I'm at, I'm always making sure I'm looking at the pros and the cons and seeing which ones I can combine to make sure I have a good life. You know, I don't get it all right all the time. But, you know, like I said, down to do better all the time. Teach me, I'm out there, you know. But definitely he influenced my music playing a lot. And he changed the way I played music. Because before COVID, I was all about playing for people to be excited. People make them shout, yeah, and it was nice for the fame or the clout or the attention or the whatever that it came with. But I felt like it wasn't a matured way to play music. By rolling with them, it made me appreciate music for its depthness, you know, like it's a whole different kind of experience when people can feel music or you can put people on vibes that they didn't know they would like. And that's one thing I learned solely from hanging with him, you know. Yeah, it's always a nice time when we link, you know. Hopefully we have a bit more than what y'all will be seeing coming up for the future, you feel me? Bro, a whole set from a DJ is very hard. The entire set, like I've hung around people that make playlists. But if you are the type of person to make a playlist for a group of people to like, you would know what it means to actually be a DJ for an hour. The African scene is different from the white scene. The African scene, they need some more things that they are used to, like things they've heard before. White people, they need more rhythms and, you know, beats that they could just jump. They don't really dance too much. Blacks, we like to enjoy the sound. Typical Ghana man would love high life music, a certain kind of music. So if you the DJ, you can't wait, they can't play what they feel like, you know, go work. The DJing work, the misconceptions, bro, it's not easy. Having to play a whole set for people to be excited, it's almost like a betting game. Like you have to arrange your odds and your products in a very nice order, like a story, like a tale, you know. Sometimes like a cosine graph. You never know. It's hard, bro. Personally, it's hard. Like every time I have to DJ, it's a challenge to me. Like I'm like, people that can't do. You feel me? That's how I always feel about it. Yeah. God being so good, we try small, bro, I want to be remembered that like that's first iPhone DJ. That iPhone DJ that took this thing up the roof. Like, I want to be that iPhone DJ playing Tomorrowland, playing Coachella, in front of a raging crowd, in front, not at the back, in front with the crowd, writing a whole story. Because me, that's my ultimate image of iPhone DJ. Like, I want to be at the forefront of the rage with the boys. Like, we going crazy on some Travis Scott or some trap music, EDM, with a whole production team changing the narrative of DJing, because that's what I'm about. Like, so many DJs don't respect me because of how I do my stuff, and that's okay. Like, I don't hold nothing against them. I don't care. I'm not here to take your spot. I'm just here to add to this music story of things. I don't know how long I have left on this planet, but as long as I'm alive, I'll keep this shit up. And trust me, I have so many ideas, I have so much more that I have coming up that the world is, you know, not ready for. But I just hope God gives me the time, the life, the energy, the resources to execute all of this, because, man, I cannot wait. I'm excited. Like, I feel like I have so much more to add to the society, and with the right channels, with the right love, support, everything is going to come together. And I just, you know, I'm open to teach too, you know, like, bro, I don't want to die with all of this experience and all this knowledge. I'm the type of nigga, I'm down to teach, you know. Let's learn, let's grow, let's do better, let's win, let's make money together, let's break bread and take this the furthest. You know, if you have some idea you think iPhone can fit, let's do it, let's get it, you know, let's collaborate. I'm not about competition and who is better than who. I don't care, bro. Even in my mixes, if you know, I don't make noise about my streams or none of that stuff. Let's collaborate, let's do it better, let's change the story. I want to be remembered as that DJ that came with our story. We're going to take all of this to the highest. My name is Nii Otoo Mensah. I am your one and only iPhone DJ from Ghana, and I'm grateful to share my story with you guys. And you've just seen and heard the wonders that brought me here today. Ebony.